Organizations love to talk about data. They'll roll out shiny dashboards, buy the newest analytics platform, and sprinkle AI into every project name they can. But there's an awkward truth we don't say out loud often enough. None of that matters if the people using those tools don't actually understand what they're looking at. Because a dashboard can show you a number, but it can't guarantee you interpreted it correctly. An AI copilot can summarize a trend, but it can't ensure your team asked the right question in the first place.
Today, we're getting into what I think is the real competitive advantage for modern organizations. Data literacy. Not technology, not tools, not even access to more data. The ability of humans inside the system to read, question, interpret, and act. I'm Nakel Ethan Nakima, and you're listening to the B.I channel, where data meets decisions. If you're new here, my lens is the human side of analytics, culture, communication, the psychology of decision-making. What people do when information is unclear, when metrics conflict, or when a meeting gets political and the data becomes a prop instead of a guide. This episode is about the skill that separates high-performing organizations from the ones that feel perpetually data-rich and insight-poor. That skill is data literacy. Let's zoom out for a moment and look at what's happening globally. Across the world, organizations are spending massive amounts on analytics and AI. In many industries, this spending is now seen as table stakes. But at the exact same time, the data literacy gap is widening. We're getting better tools, faster tools, prettier tools, and the people side isn't keeping up. In the United States, access is rarely the issue. There are dashboards everywhere. There's training everywhere. But interpretation is inconsistent. Two teams can stare at the same chart and walk away believing totally different things. One leader sees momentum, another sees risk, and both feel confident. Across parts of Europe, you often see stronger training cultures and a more deliberate approach to capability building. The challenge there is sometimes speed. Adoption of emerging tooling can be slower, and organizations can have pockets of excellence rather than broad fluency. In many parts of Asia, especially in sectors like finance and manufacturing, you're seeing rapid upskilling. There's a strong push to build analytical capability at scale, and often a willingness to restructure roles and processes to support it. Across Africa, there's something fascinating happening: mobile-first learning. In some environments, people are leapfrogging older models of BI education and going straight to lightweight, practical learning formats that meet people where they are. Different constraints, different creativity. In Latin America, there's growing investment in analytics training and more attention to data-driven operations. But access can be uneven, between regions, between companies, and even between departments inside the same organization. And across all those contexts, one pattern keeps showing up. Organizations with strong data literacy consistently outperform organizations that have advanced tools but untrained teams. It's not the sophistication of the platform. It's the sophistication of the thinking. So let's get very clear about what data literacy actually is. And maybe more importantly, what it isn't. Data literacy is not the same thing as being technical. It's not, can you code? It's not, can you build a dashboard? It's not, can you write complex formulas? Those can be valuable skills, yes. But they're not the baseline for literacy. Data literacy is the ability to read data, question data, interpret data, communicate what the data means, and then make decisions based on evidence instead of instinct alone. It's less about clicking buttons and more about making meaning. Think of it like this. Reading a chart is like reading a sentence. You can pronounce the words and still miss the point. True literacy is comprehension. It's context. It's being able to say, what does this actually imply, and what might we be getting wrong? In my experience, there are 4 practical levels of data literacy inside organizations. And as I describe these, I want you to quietly place your own team, or your leadership group, where they actually belong, not where you wish they belonged. Level 1 is data awareness. This is the basics. Understanding charts, knowing what a metric represents at a high level, noticing a trend line going up or down. This is where many organizations stop, and then they wonder why the insights don't translate into action. Level 2 is data interpretation. Here, people start drawing reasonable conclusions, and they start asking better questions. Not just what happened, but why might this be happening? And what else should we look at before we decide? It's the shift from seeing to thinking. Level 3 is data application. This is where literacy starts paying rent. People use insights to make decisions, adjust priorities, change processes, and measure whether those changes worked. The data becomes part of the operating system, not a monthly report. And level 4 is data leadership. This is not reserved for analysts. In fact, it shouldn't be. Data leadership is the ability to drive strategy and influence the culture around evidence. It's shaping what gets measured, how it gets defined, how trade-offs are discussed, and how BI priorities get set. It's also making sure the organization doesn't confuse confidence with correctness. Here's the uncomfortable part. Most organizations are stuck in level 1 or 2. And yes, that includes leadership. Especially leadership. People can speak confidently about goals and KPIs while lacking the deeper skill of interpretation and application. So why does data literacy fail inside organizations that genuinely want to be data-driven? There are a few common traps. First trap: training focuses on tools, not thinking. People learn where to click. They learn how to filter a dashboard. They learn how to export a report. But they don't learn how to evaluate whether the signal is real, whether the metric is biased, whether the chart is missing context, or whether correlation is being mistaken for causation. Button training creates the illusion of competence. Second trap: leaders assume everyone gets it. They don't. And the gap rarely announces itself. It grows silently. People nod in meetings. They repeat the numbers. They avoid asking questions that might make them look uninformed. And slowly you get a culture where the data exists, but thinking is outsourced to a small group of specialists. Third trap: BI teams speak a different language. I don't say this as criticism. I say it as a translation problem. If the business hears acronyms, technical terms, and caveats without a clear story, the outcome is distance instead of clarity. And distance kills adoption. Fourth trap: there are no shared definitions. One team says active user and means weekly logins. Another team means paying customers who did a specific action. A third team includes free trials. And now you've got 3 dashboards that disagree, 3 leaders who defend their version, and meetings that turn into debates about whose metric is real. That's not a data problem. That's a literacy and governance problem. Fifth trap: fear of being wrong. This one is deeply human. People avoid engaging with data because they worry they'll misread it, ask a dumb question, or get corrected publicly. And when fear enters the room, curiosity leaves. You cannot build a data-literate culture on top of anxiety. Alright, let's make this practical. If you want a BI fluent workforce, what do you actually do? Not in theory. In the real world where calendars are full, attention is limited, and change feels slow. Step 1. Create a shared data dictionary. This sounds boring, but it is transformative. Define your metrics. Define them in plain language. Make sure they're accessible, and make them universal across teams. When people share definitions, they can finally share conclusions. Without that, you're just comparing interpretations of different realities. Step 2. Train for interpretation, not tools. Tools will change. Interfaces will update. Vendors will rebrand the same features every year. But thinking lasts. Train people to read charts, identify trends, spot anomalies, and ask better questions. Teach the difference between a meaningful change and random noise. Teach what good evidence looks like. Teach when to be confident and when to be cautious. Step 3. Build a culture of curiosity. This is where leadership behavior matters. Reward questions, not just answers. If someone says, "I'm not sure what drives this spike," that should be seen as maturity, not incompetence. Normalize uncertainty. Because the truth is, many business environments are complex. Pretending everything is obvious is how organizations walk confidently into avoidable mistakes. Step 4. Make data part of every meeting, but not as decoration. You've seen it, right? A slide deck opens with numbers, and then the conversation ignores them. Or the data is used like a shield to justify a decision that was already made. Instead, let the data be decision fuel. Use it to frame the question at the start, test assumptions in the middle, and define what you'll measure at the end to know whether the decision worked. Step 5. Teach leaders first. If leaders aren't data literate, the organization won't be either. Leaders set the tone for whether questions are welcomed, whether evidence is required, and whether people feel safe admitting what they don't know. When leaders model data literacy, teams follow. When leaders fake it, teams learn to fake it too. Now let's talk about what's coming next, because the future is going to increase the stakes, not lower them. Over the next 3 to 5 years, data literacy is going to shift from nice to have to required for basically every role. One reason is AI. AI co-pilots will surface insights quickly. They'll generate summaries, propose explanations, even recommend actions. But humans still have to interpret what that means in context. Is the recommendation aligned with strategy? Is the data representative? Are we optimizing the wrong thing? AI doesn't remove the need for literacy. It raises it. Another reason is hiring. More job descriptions will explicitly ask for data-informed decision-making. Not just for analysts, but for product, marketing, operations, HR, finance, and frontline leadership. Organizations will start treating data literacy the way they treat communication skills. Something you need to function effectively, not a specialty. You'll also see earlier education. Schools and training programs will increasingly teach basic data reasoning the way they teach reading and writing. Understanding evidence, understanding patterns, understanding how to question information, these are becoming foundational life skills. And BI teams are going to evolve. The best BI teams won't just be builders of dashboards. They'll be builders of capability. More educator, less gatekeeper. Less, here's the report. More, here's how to think with it. And finally, the performance gap will widen. Data-literate leaders will outperform data-illiterate leaders in increasingly visible ways. Faster learning cycles. Better prioritization. Fewer expensive misreads. Stronger alignment across teams. The difference will show up in outcomes, not just in vocabulary. So let's bring it home with a few key takeaways. Data literacy is the foundation of BI success. It's not about tools. It's about thinking. Organizations with strong data literacy will beat organizations with more advanced technology but untrained teams. And the future of leadership is data fluent, AI aware, and insight driven.
If this episode made you rethink how your organization approaches data, follow the BI channel for more global insights on BI, AI, and decision intelligence. And share this episode with your team, especially your leaders. Because the fastest way to improve an organization's relationship with data is to start with the people who set the tone. The BI channel, where data meets decisions.